I'm glad the DDD structure deck's actually finally out. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the structure deck, and then I'll show you my deck and everything like that. I don't have the Lamia in here because all the Lamias are actually in my deck. Let's go ahead and get into it. But before I do, I'd like to huge shout out to my friend David because the card shop was supposed to open at 11, and then we waited out there for 2 hours, and then they finally opened a little late. They opened at 1 o'clock, and then I finally got this, and we dueled for a little bit just in the mirror match. And then shout out to my manager Manny. He's such a dope manager. He's so cool. He runs Metal Foes, and he's also going to pick this deck up, and I will be helping him and stuff with the combos. And then last but not least, shout out to my friend Fred. He's been helping me out with his deck. He's been showing me, he's been giving me ideas and everything like that. And then we're also gonna start a team channel later. Me, him, and then a couple other people. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into this. All right, so Apocalypse. I don't know why this was the Ultra. I feel like Siegfried should have been the Ultra, even though like nobody's gonna really use this card. I don't think, unless you're running out of Super Pendulum build. Siegfried, the big guy. I love this card. Six Samurai, Shien's cousin. Cruel Dragon King, Dragon Bane King Beowulf. I wish it would have been Cruel Dragon King Beowulf. I wish it would have been, but it's also good. Pierces, and then Heavy Storm. Night Howl. I'm not a big Night Howl fan, even though some people will be using it because whenever it's summoned, when it's normal summon, you can only special summon fiends for the rest of the turn. Lilith. This card's not terrible. It's just not great, and it's just not optimal. Stygian Security. You've seen past builds. I've messed around with this card and things like that in the old TCG build. Stygian Security. It's okay. Trans Archfiend. Dark Arm Dragon. This is another reason why I think this is actually a really good structure deck. Card Bandit. Again, you can use some of these cards for like other stuff because I run Luna Lights too, and this can actually be really good in that. Dark Greffer. Another pretty good card. Kaiser. I wish that he could just use his effect if he's only special summon, because he can OTK by himself if he's Pendulum, if he's Pendulum summon. But if you run a Pendulum build, he definitely could be viable for you. Armageddon Knight. Armageddon. Ragnarok. I'm so sad that they printed this in common and not like super or anything like that, or even ultra. Kepler. We all know what Kepler does. Proud Ogre. DDD Chevalier. Galilei. There's actually a build you can run. You can make rank 10s with the deck. It's just kind of clunky, but it's viable, but it's just not optimal. Cerberus. Newton. He's the monster reincarnation. Definitely viable in any build of the deck, in my opinion. You can totally run this card. DD Orthos. I wish that this card was not the super. I don't know why it is. It's a good card and everything, but I don't prefer that being the super. One Wave King Caesar for the last of the monsters. Sorry about that. One Emergency Provisions can be good, but it's not optimal. Forbidden Dark Contract with the Swamp King. In my opinion, this card is absolute trash. Swamp King. Foolish Burial. Alert Darkness. Two more reasons why I think this is a good structure deck. Dark Eruption. 1-for-1, very good. Dark Contract at the Gate. Obviously, bread and butter. Yami Makai. You've seen me do profiles, and I've actually had this in one of my builds in a past video. Totally viable. I just run one, but most people aren't really going to use it. For the trap cards or the structure deck, one Witch. One Hope for Escape. Escape from the Dark Dimension. Sinister Yorishiro. Contract Laundering. Errors for those against those heavy trap players. Human Resources. DD Recruits, excuse me. And DD Reroll. Let's go ahead and get into the deck. Alright, so for the deck. 3 Lamia, I love her. She's gorgeous. Such a great tuner. I'm so glad this card is here. Super rare. 3, the Turbolon Slime, or Swirl Slime, as it's formerly known as in the TCG. Triple Necro Slime. We got a Triple Ragnarok. I wish that in the structure deck he would have been the super instead of Orthos, but hey, it is what it is. Triple Kepler, obvious. I run double max C. This could totally be two Vanities Fiends. I run the max C because I need to draw cards because I don't run trade in. And then usually when you max C in the mirror match, your opponent's going to summon D-Arc and then Siegfried maybe and then stop. Maybe they might stop at D-Arc. And then against other decks, they really don't want you to draw cards because the deck is just so explosive. So double max C. Double Savant Thomas. You can run 3. 3 is totally good. This card is actually going up to about $3 right here, so go ahead and pick them up now if you can, because this card is actually not even in the structure deck. Double Copernicus, you can run 3 if you want, but the reason I'm not running 3 right now is because of the Orthos. Speaking of Orthos, he's your out to stuff like Vanity's Emptiness and other Floodgates. And then also he's also a tuner. You can make Siegfried with him and Copernicus. Armageddon, he's not my favorite card in the deck. I run him. He's a name. His 3K has to be targeted by a spell or trap to be destroyed. Oh, and the scale effect is practically irrelevant. But if you can make use of the scale effect a lot and do really well, by all means, whatever floats your boat. For the spells, we got Triple Allure Darkness, the draw power. I don't run trading because usually you trade in a big monster, then you get cards that ain't going to help you out at all. Triple Gate are bread and butter. Gets the deck going if you don't have a combo piece. Alright, so we got Double Gate. I wish I could run one, but me personally, the way I play, I do need to because I'm always sending it for Lamia or things like that. Or my opponent's always trying to destroy it or things like that. So yeah, I need double. For our one-off spells, Raigeki because it's Savage. And I always say, whenever I activate this card against a friend of mine, I say, Raigeki. Upstart for that drawing, 39 card deck. 1-for-1 because that special of the Kepler is always better than normal summoning it, so you can normal summon the Lamia instead. What you usually want to send is Necro Slime off the 1-for-1 and get a Kepler and then normal summon the Lamia, just to go off. And then Twin Twister because it's Savage, and then against my friends, whenever they're running a lot of back row, I say Twin Twister. Foolish Bird because it's just good. Double Solemn Strike because it's just Solemn Strike. Just be smart when you're activating it because the deck does burn you and then you pay life points. So just be smart about it and the card's great. Last two traps, D-Barrier and Vanities. D-Barrier is basically a pseudo-Vanities in my opinion. And it just locks your opponent like very good against Zodiac Beast. I think this card's going to be very, very expensive later, but it's just very good. Alright, so the extra deck. I run double Flame King Genghis. You can also run 3, because if you want to run a rank 6, I do recommend running 3. But you don't really have to run a rank 6, although I'll at the end of the video, I'll show you some rank 6s that are actually pretty good. 1 D-Arc, because you gain life points, and you can go into Siegfried really easy. And if you get Max Seed, you usually want to just summon this and then stop, or just summon this and then a Siegfried and stop, because you don't want to give your opponent too many cards. Double Beowulf, my friend David I talked about, he got me to run 2. You definitely do not have to run 2. I know a lot of people are probably not going to like this, but I like it because it's a 3K beater, and then usually if they max C, you can just put a 3K out there and just pass turn. Big Fusion, Big Caesar. If I was a Yu-Gi-Oh card, I'd probably be this card, totally honest with you. Most decks fear this card. Snatch it and gain the attack. I run the formula. I got mine in Spanish. Let you draw cards too, so yeah. Gus King Alexander and Odd Ice Media Burst for my level 7 synchros. I recommend keeping this card, not subbing this out for anything. This could be stuffing like Clearwing Synchro Dragon, could be Moonlight Dragon, could even be Psyframe Lord Zeta, because Psyframe Lord Zeta, if your opponent tries to XYZ or Synchro Summon, you can target that special summon monster and then just banish it for the turn, and it's really, really powerful. But out of all these, I would probably recommend Moonlight, but I like this card because of the scale summon, and then you can summon Ragnarok and get other effects off. For my level 8s, Siegfried and Crystal Wing, your 2 bosses. Usually when you go first, you want to make these 2 cards. It's actually a tough board to get over. And then for my 3rd level 8, I don't have an Omega, so I run Void Ogre. But if you run Hyper Librarian, you really don't want to use this card really because you need no cards in your hand. And then Omega's good because he snipes cards and then he returns cards back to the graveyard. So yeah. I run Trishula. If you cannot afford Trishula, definitely look into that card, Crystron Phoenix, because that card is also level 9 and it banishes all your opponent's spells and traps. And then you just need a tuner monster that's also a synchro, but you also run Jet Formula Synchron, excuse me. So you can make that card. For my level 8s, I got Kali Yuga and Harbinger. Harbinger's actually gone up. I got this card when it was 5 a while ago. And if you cannot afford Harbinger, definitely you can look into a Felgrand. And then Kali Yuga, he's like he's your your pendulum matchup. He's the reason why your pendulum matchup is very easy. You can also side a second one of him because you can just drop this card anytime. So why not just take advantage of it? You know. Okay, so real quick on my side deck, Double Kumongas definitely could be Radiant. I'm going to get Radiant. You guys have been telling me Radiant, so taking you guys' advice because I do take what you guys say into account. So could be Double Radiant definitely because it's an alert target. Fanny's Fiend, I feel like every DD player should have this Floodgate monster in their side deck. Double Ghost Ogre because it's very good in the mirror match, very good against Zodiac Beasts. DD Crow, again, amazing in the mirror match. One Twin Twister could also be Cosmic Cyclone. Cosmic Cyclone is savage, and so is this. Grizel Prison, savage card against Zodiac Beast, savage card against anything that's not going to fusion, really. XYZ Universe, savage because it you can summon Kali Yuga on your opponent's turn and then Heavy Storm the board on their turn, so it's very nice. And then Witch, I don't main this card because I draw it way too much, even though I only have one. This card just seems to really like me for some reason. It just keeps coming up. So that's, and then one more thing. So some other cards to consider, guys, if you can't afford some of that stuff. Definitely for the rank 6s, Dragulus, Utopia, and Strike Bouncer. I'll do that so you can see it, how to spell it, everything like that. Out of these three, I kind of have a hard time picking, but if I was going to pick one of these, probably Strike Bouncer because your opponent doesn't want to take the burn. But the thing about Dragulus, he's better against more things, you know. Then Utopia Beyond, he opens up the OTK because all your opponents have 0 attack now when he's summoned. And then he does a straight 3k to a monster. Felgrand, definitely, if you can't afford the Harbinger right now, I definitely run Felgrand. He's definitely viable. Because you do have monster negation, you could put these both in if you can't afford the Crystal Wing and then the Harbinger. Hyperlayer Brain, thinking about this card. This card's very good, very viable because you can synchro and everything, and a bunch of times you can end up with like 4+4. And then last but not least is Beals. I'll zoom in so you can really see that, guys. Beals is really good because Drancy does nothing to this card. Ghost Ogre does nothing to it, and then you can crash big monsters as well. Yeah, so you guys please like, rate, comment, subscribe. I'm so glad that you guys watch my stuff, and I'm really thankful. So thank you guys so much for watching my stuff. Please like, rate, comment, subscribe, and then you guys have a nice day, all right? DDDs are finally out. Happy hunting, guys.